Hey, it's Arwan from Gamesmithing. Today, we're going to take a look into a very interesting build that makes use of a couple of winter-themed skills in honor of the holidays and Christmas getting closer. This build is very capable of doing 48 curse intensity, which is already a pretty good indicator of how strong it is. One of the cool things about that is that it uses skills that are unlocked via the special winter event boss. So, if you'd like to try this out, you will have to kill Bumble, the Abominable, to do so. This build is also very unique in the sense that it makes use of paralysis, which is a debuff that is not very common in a lot of builds. It reduces movement speed while also increasing damage taken. One of our skills that does that is Surprise Gift, which unlocks once you kill Bumble. This is a very big AoE mine skill that explodes when enemies step on it, also releasing more bombs that split on impact. Another skill that causes paralysis can be unlocked by crafting the weapon Glacius, its Ice Shield, that works very similarly to Fire Shield, giving you an extra defensive layer against enemies that come too close to you. Now, arguably, our most powerful skill in terms of damage is probably going to be a summon skill, either the bunnies or maybe the helper elves, especially early on. We are also using the Frenzied Bunnies, infamous for being one of the strongest and most fun choices when it comes to summons. For our last damaging ability, we got the Skeletal Mages, which are not bad damage and they also help clear things very fast and efficiently since they are ranged units that deal AoE damage. They synergize very well with paralysis too. And for our last law here, we got our buff, Arcane Power, to help us and our summons out by boosting our multicast modifier. This is a very good buff to use in combination with the summons since it will heal the summons quite often and help keep them alive. Very important since we kind of rely on them to do most of the work for us here. The Arcane Weaver's Ascension is also perfect for this build since it will boost our multicast chance even more, our area and our movement speed as well. We're going to be using the Arcane Weaver, which is also one of my favorites and arguably with bias, one of the strongest characters. We're going to use its purple elbow, Glacius, to jump into the game here. For the runes, our Tenacity runes, we're going to be taking Sure-Footed, which is our defensive choice here, to help us keep us alive during dark times. Commanding Presence, because we're going to be taking summons for damage, thus this just makes a lot of sense. Critical Mastery and Multicast Mastery. For our Versatility runes, however, we're going for Reroll Mastery, Skill Mastery Shadow, which will grant us the Skeletal Mages we need for the build, which we will not have access to otherwise, and finally Weapon Expert. I really like this one because it helps speed up the early game by giving us an extra skill to start with. As always, thank you so much for watching and for the continued support to the development of Soulstone Survivors. Let us know down in the comments if you tried this build out or what modifications you can come up with. We really appreciate you guys' patience as we continue to develop the game. Have a lovely rest of your day, and until the next one, Survivors.